Hey guys, I'm Sarah Beth and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about neck and shoulder tension. For those of you that don't know, I experience a lot of neck and shoulder tension. Some of it's related to my scoliosis, a lot of it is related to some past injuries, and right now I'm seeing a chiropractor and an acupuncturist who is also doing cupping. A lot of my actual pain is here, but we're doing everything on both sides because the tension is on both sides and you want to treat your body with balance. So over the years, I've come up with some really useful tips for neck and shoulder pain and neck and shoulder tension that I'd like to share with you. Before you do anything, always check with your doctor because they know your body better than obviously I do. I'm talking to a camera right now. So check with your doctor. If you're gonna do some kind of yoga routine or anything like that, it's always a good idea to pull it up on your phone and show it to your doctor and say, what do you think of this? Because they might say, oh, like that's great, but avoid this specific movement. And then you can modify and alter the yoga programs for you. I have some yoga for neck and shoulder tension videos that I've linked down below that have been very helpful for me, and according to the comments of these videos have been very helpful for others as well. So give those a try. You can do those routines even up to 2 or 3 times a day. There's a body awareness that can be gained from practicing yoga regularly and often. And you might be able to do the routine so often that you memorize them and then you can take them with you to work or in your car, not while you're driving. You know, all of that when you're traveling. Let's move on. Pay attention to your habits. Like when you're in your car, how is the seat set up? Because if the seat's set up in a certain way where you're sitting and you're totally supported by the seat, but your head is like all the way forward like this, head forward posture, then you're only developing more head forward posture and you walk around like this with your shoulders way back, your ears way forward, and this is only creating more and more strain on your neck. So you want to pull that head back and find a position in your car where you can sit up straight and your ears are above your shoulders, everything's supported, and you're not causing that extra tension on the back of your neck. What does this look like, by the way? This looks like texting. Check your habits, pull your head back, and make sure that your head is supported properly over your shoulders. That's something to keep in mind. Pay attention to your habits and how you're holding yourself on a regular basis. How do you sit to eat? How do you sit to drive? How do you sit at work? How do you communicate with people, especially when people are shorter than you? Another habit to pay attention to is how you're sleeping. If you sleep on your stomach, you're jamming your head to one side all night long, or at least for many hours at a time, which no wonder that's going to cause pain because you are lengthening one side, shortening one side, causing weaknesses and imbalances in your body. I know because I used to sleep on my stomach. I'd like fall asleep so fast on my stomach because it's so comfortable. And finally, my chiropractor convinced me, no, you have to sleep on your back, turn over. You have to train yourself to sleep on your back. And I did that. I trained myself and it took a very long time for me to actually get used to it. And now I actually prefer sleeping on something more of my back side position. So it's not actually completely on my side, because if you sleep on your side, you risk jamming your shoulder into you, which would do the same thing, cause these imbalances and weaknesses and strains in the body. There are ways that you can sleep on your side without the shoulder jamming, and that's by having a pillow that's dense enough to keep your neck in line. But ideally, you're gonna sleep on your back. When you sleep on your back, you want a pillow that is somewhat thin that can keep your neck in line with your spine so your head's not jamming up and causing that strain in your neck. There are some specially made pillows that have like a divot in the middle that can support your head, and then the sides are thick enough that if you wanted to move onto your side, you can roll up onto that. I just use like 10 pillows to find my comfort. And I actually found that if I wedge a pillow underneath my back on one side, or like I'll wedge my husband underneath my back on one side, and I'll have a pillow between my knees and arms, then my head supported by a pillow as well. That is like my back side position that I've found that works for me. So pay attention to how you sleep. If you're sleeping on your stomach, that's like number one, gotta get off the stomach. If you're sleeping on your side, at least make sure you have pillows that can support you properly so you're not jamming your shoulder into your neck the whole time. And if you're sleeping on your back, find pillows and ways that are gonna help support you in that way too. Because sometimes people sleep on their back and it's not comfortable because they need their knees supported. So keep that in mind. But it's funny how I say all of this, yet almost every time I teach a yoga class, people fall asleep in Shavasana. And they're like, I can never sleep on my back. And I'm like, you just were. So if anything, maybe consider practicing yoga before going to bed, and that might help you release the tension so that sleeping on your back might be a little bit easier.